Hello guys, Chunks is here from What Gaming, and I'm in Mists of Pandaria. It was released on Tuesday, if anybody didn't know, and I got to level 90, and I'm doing a scenario right now, just showing a little bit of what scenarios are like. There are 3 people. It doesn't matter if they're tank DPS or what, you can do it with triple DPS, so yeah. I don't know, if like 3 tanks queue and get in the same group or 3 heals, that'd be kind of weird, but that probably never will happen. So basically scenarios have these stages. I'm pretty sure it depends how many stages they have, but I'll tell you when there's the final stage. And they're just pretty much boss fights or things like these where we have to defend these brew kegs and kill mobs. And they're pretty easy. They're just a way to get gear. Like, people were doing, like, in, Kata, you did normals to, you did normals to gear up for heroics. Well, now you, do dailies to get valor, and you, of course, do these things to get valor and to get gear, which will prepare you for heroics. So you actually get to do something completely different to prepare for heroics instead of just more of the same. So when I first looked at the how many dungeons there were, I thought it was an okay map, but it wasn't a lot. But then I remembered that we had these scenarios, and there's so between the scenarios and the dungeons and the raids, there are so many instances for PvP. It's a little bit crazy. Also, if you're watching this not long after it comes out, people who don't know, the Valor vendors, the Justice vendors, are now with reputation. So there's more than one, and they rely on reputation and other things. Which is pretty interesting. Also, reputation means a lot more. There's like a ton of factions in Mists of Pandaria. They have the Tillers, they have the Shadow Pen, we have the Celestials, the Lore Walkers, I don't know how to say their name. The Order of the Cloud Serpent, the Anglers, and the Klaxii. So, lots of factions. I probably missed 1 or 2. And the Order of the Cloud Serpent faction, actually, if you want to go on cloud mounts, you have to be exalted with them, and you can get a Scorpion mount if you get exalted with the Klaxii, and they're all dailies, and there's just lots of stuff to do. So, Mists of Pandaria is full of stuff, almost too much. You go in a little bit overwhelmed, but it's pretty fun. So, let's do the rest of this scenario. There we go. So, if you want something to do that gets easy gear because you hit level 90 and there's no normals, there's no, you're not ready for heroics because you don't have the eye level, do these to get your eye level. I already gained like 5 eye level points from doing these. God, I hate when this really... My Divine Purpose is proc 6 times in a row off of spamming Inquisition. And there's lots of story in the leveling. More than other expansions. I'm not gonna say the expansion is perfect at the moment. There are a lot of annoying quests. But I definitely think it's better than Cataclysm. It reminds me more of Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade than it does of Cataclysm, which I like, because Cataclysm kind of fell flat on its face. Another thing that I realized, the PvP vendors are not going to be available till arenas are opened, which means that people are going to be going into arenas with no PvP gear, because that's the day it opens. If you save up Honor 4,000, you can buy 2 pieces, but that's pretty much it. So for the first week, everybody's going to gear up after that week, but for the first week, people are going to try to do arenas on Tuesday, and there won't be much gear, so... Since that PvPers actually should get PvE gear, so they can do more damage, so that on that first week of heroics and grinding BBs, you aren't completely useless. Even though PvP gear now completely is way better in PvP than PvE gear, still questing gear is going to be worse than PvE gear and PvP, so better to have PvE gear than crap questing gear. So like right now, I hit level 90 not long ago, and was looking for a place to get a good weapon because, you know, you need your weapon. Also, I like getting a weapon to start off. So I did a scenario earlier, and it's a quest, and you're guaranteed to get this weapon. It doesn't say required level 90, but you have to be level 90 to do scenarios, and it's blue. Everything in a lot of the stuff's gonna be blue in dungeons, and pretty sure in almost everything in dungeons is blue, and in scenarios. You won't start getting the epics till raids and raid finder if you're gonna be a PvEer. So yeah. Also, I forgot to reforge crap. Yeah, but there were so many things that when I hit level 90, they're like, oh, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, and you forget like half of them. So it's definitely an expansion full of stuff to do. All I remember is in Cataclysm that after I got my PvP gear at level 85, I just got my PvP gear, started doing arenas, did arenas, got arena gear. Now what? So now if I get to that point, probably 2-3 months from now, where I'm like, what do I do? There's so many reputations to get exalted with. It was going to take a long time to get there. Of course, you have the monks that you can roll. Also, the world bosses are pretty cool. They drop epics, and you can do them now. So that's one really cool thing. Let me see. The world bosses. So when you go to raids, you can click Mists of Pandaria because those are world bosses. So Salus, Warband, and Shawbanger. I saw the Shawbanger die, the Horde killed him. But what does he drop? So he's gonna drop Catch of Touched Gold, has a chance to drop a mount, and can drop PvP gear. Oh. And PvE gear. So he's like Vault of Archibald. You can compare him to that. You can also compare him to Barden Hold. Ooh, that's cool. I just really figured out that drop PvP gear now. Now I'm interested in it. Now Warbrand guy is a giant Kodo, and he drops what it seems to be just PvE gear. Now, I see these guys are out in the world and killable right now. I've seen them, but I'm not sure if their gear is going to drop. But if so, then that's something definitely you're going to want to do is spam kill that heroic boss. I mean, it's 10 man, I think. Let me see. Oh, didn't want to click that. I'm doing all this while killing mobs because there's one thing, I don't know. I think scenarios are really, really easy. Like, so easy. Like, it's cool content, but you're not going to do it after you've done one of each and gotten the gear to move on. So, unless you're really Lori. So Pandaria, Shot of Anger. It's 10 man. And, can you change this? Oh, I think it's not supposed to be like that. I'm not sure exactly how many people, that can do it, but I've heard there's been raid groups of 40 and 50, not all 90s, just 87s downing him. So maybe if it's all geared PvE people or PvP people, probably 20, 25 people would do it for that boss. But yeah, definitely a really fun thing. And there's also these really tiny things. There's a video that we're going to show you. Well, hold on. Zaps the targeted minion with stored lightning energy, rooting him in place. Cool. I'm also gonna make a video later about certain ways. There's there's obviously the dailies that give you valor and justice points, but then there's these secret dailies. Yes, I'll call them secret dailies. It's hard you find them, and they'll give you valor and lots of XP if you're not capped yet. And it's really cool because you just find this, you read like the lore, and you're like, huh, if I do this, and like there's ones that require 2 players, so it's really interesting stuff. We'll do videos on that in the future. But right now, it seems like we're on the final stage of this. I'm gonna zap. Oh, the final stage, and I'm not even really paying attention to the boss mechanics, and we're still owning. So it doesn't really matter. See, look. Oh. Well, most mobs and scenarios you can actually stun, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, he's going down pretty fast. So these scenarios are really easy, but they're good for players who are just reaching the cap and want to get some gear. That's pretty much it, though. I wonder if might ever make them harder because they're easy, but I guess they have to be so easy because if you like get in these weird triple DPS groups, you need to be able to do it, survive. So boom, Brewing Storm. I guess is that what it's called? Yeah, I think so. And then you get 30 valor points, some money, and catch treasures. We're gonna open that, and I get 25 gold. Yeah. Scenarios are a really fun thing to do. I'm not exactly sure gear-wise how it works because the bosses don't drop gear, and even though I did one that had a quest that had gear on it, like my sword, this one didn't drop any gear and the catch didn't, and the, I'm not sure if it's once a day. Hold on, let me check. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how the rewards swing. I think you can do it multiple times. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. But it gives a okay amount of valor, not a lot, and capture treasures, which I'm not sure can drop gear yet. So, yeah. Anyway, that was the scenario, and thank you for watching. See you later.